Hey everyone, and welcome to Shatter the Vain. My name is Brad Chmielewski, and this week we got NoxFox joining us. If you're not familiar with him, check out his YouTube channel. I got links to that and his Twitter, all that good stuff in the show notes, probably below or above this video, depending on where it's embedded. This has been a crazy week of Vainglory. So we put out that patch 1.11 video with Josh and Dragonborne from Vertigo. We ran down all those show notes. Every one of those takes like about an hour. I hope you guys like them. It's fun to talk about all the balance changes and really just get in depth with some people that have gotten to play it a little bit and just get thoughts on like all the changes and what might we see. And then I haven't got a ton of games in this week because of those servers being down. And NoxFox and I talked about some of those issues, those growing pains for Super Evil Megacorp, and how like it's a good and bad thing, I guess. Great that there's more players, and bad that I can't play. So, but no worries there. We got Blackfeather. We talked about him and the new hero, the Archer, that got revealed. That could be coming. 1.12. I don't even know how quick that could be here. Could it be here in like 2 weeks after Thanksgiving? And then VGL. There are a little bit of VGL spoilers in this, so I'm sorry if you haven't watched. Go watch those and then come back and finish this episode. And then, of course, I'd like to mention the Patreon page. That's over at patreon.com/Shatter the Vain. Got that going. If you can support the show, go for it. Like, I'm more than happy to take some support, make the show better, continue to do maybe 2 shows every week if we get enough people back in there, so you get to hear more Vainglory, get your fix more often. Maybe we'll do some other fun stuff like bringing back the Undersprawl or something similar to that, like a round table or maybe even a game show. A Vainglory trivia game show is kind of inspired by Wolf Hands on Twitter this week, tweeting out all those Vainglory questions. Maybe we could start something like that. Again, that's over at patreon.com/Shatter the Vain. But if you can just listen to the show, that is fantastic. If you have any comments about it, you can email me at shatterthevain@gmail.com or, of course, on Twitter at shatterthevain. We got a whole bunch of new followers there, so welcome everyone who's been supporting, listening to my ramblings about solo queue and issues I've run into and just my love of Vainglory. But yeah, let's jump into this episode. NoxFox got a lot of great stuff to say, and here we go.
Shatter the Vain, a podcast about Vainglory.
This is the 62nd episode of Shatter the Vain. My name is Brad Chmielewski, and this is a podcast all about Vainglory. Every week, I try to break down the news, gameplay, game tips, and hopefully we can all become better players together. And every week, I'm bringing on new people from the community to help me just, run through all this. This scene is changing, this game is changing quickly, and a lot of other people have a lot of good things to say, and especially with helping you improve in the game. And I think some of the people that are doing YouTube videos are perfect for that. And that's why this week I have NoxFox. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
If people don't know who you are, you want to take a moment and introduce yourself. Like, what do you do in the community?
Okay, yeah, so like you said, my name is NoxFox. I do YouTube content all about Vainglory and some other stuff too, but Vainglory is the focus. And then also I do some streaming on MobCrush.
Nice.
Yes, the MobCrush is, just mobcrush.com/NoxFox. And yep, I do streams. I play with viewers. It's always fun. It's really like for like the kind of content that we do, like the YouTube and the streaming, like the playing with the viewers is one of like the most fun ways to get involved with the community as far as that kind of like that content goes. Just being able to
Yeah, yeah, they love to come into your stream and play with you. Like I've known that too, and it's just like sometimes you just are soloing, but you know what? You got to play with them, and
yeah.
it's more fun that way too. I think.
Yeah, it's pretty great. That's like the main focus of the of the stream. Every once in a while, I'll do some ranked or whatever because my buddies want to play. But yeah, for me, Vainglory, like the fun of it is just the interaction with the other players. So either with my friends, or with viewers who are kind of becoming friends just through all the interactions that we have through the stream and just playing. It's yeah, that's where the fun of it for me. Like solo queue. Like, I'll do it. It can be fun, but it's not even a fraction as rewarding as, playing with players or friends or, your team or whatever you got going.
Right, exactly, yeah. And so you do a lot of videos. You do like some team videos sometimes. I see you playing with a bunch of other people, and then you do like these drawing ones or these art videos,
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah, I have done that. Yeah, those are they're I don't get them out as much as I'd like to because I stay so busy with everything else. But yeah, those are always really I don't know, those are always really rewarding to put out because people seem to really respond to it, and it's like
Uh-huh.
it's really flattering when they enjoy that.
Do you
Um,
have a art background? Were you did illustration or just something you like to do?
well, the story was that this year, like when this year started, I quit my job. I was working kind of part time
Okay.
and at an office. And then I was like I went into it, I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna, like, focus on, trying to get somewhere with, like, my artwork, either just keep studying or try to start getting freelance work." And that's what I started this year off as, doing freelance artwork. And I started, like, all my bit like, everything was coming from Rumbly at the time. I was doing thumbnails for him
Oh, okay.
for his, what do you call it? The
Ye-
montage videos of, like, the heroes.
Oh, cool.
So
Okay.
so yeah, I was drawing Vainglory heroes for him to use as thumbnails on his channel, and like so that's where I started getting involved in the community that way because sometimes I'd be on his videos or I'd be I was the artist doing the stuff for him, and then eventually just in April I just started doing my own channel. Me and Rumbly actually did a trip down to the Super Evil Mega Corp like headquarters or office
Uh-huh.
and just yeah, meeting the artists there and just meeting everybody and just just that whole experience was just enough to be like, you know what, I really want to do something. I want to like start a channel. Like I want to get involved in this more, like
Yeah.
with this community and with this game. It's just yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. But then you also play some other games on your channel, right? It's not like you don't just have a Vainglory channel and then like another channel that you're doing other stuff. It's kind of a, a net for everything you
Yeah, it's
play,
it's
right?
it's becoming an all-in-one. Yeah, because I did Vainglory exclusively for quite a while. I'd always wanted to like add in some other things, and I've
Uh-huh.
started to do that now. And so, the stuff that catches on, I keep doing. So
Cool.
so like there's some
It's
yeah there's
I'm
some
sure it's hard to build that like people change over, right? Like they're like, where's the Vainglory games?
yeah well it's always important to me that I make sure that whenever I have something that's not Vainglory, that same day I also had a Vainglory video up to make sure everyone's taken care of. As
Oh,
far as
nice.
for the people that are there for the Vainglory content, I make sure that they get what they're there for.
Very cool. And then when you're playing, like I'm sure you play a lot of different roles, but do you have like something specific you play, like you support or lane, like when you're on the team?
Yeah, yeah. For teams, I'm always support and almost exclusively Catherine. If I'm playing with Rumbly and Bentham, they just love having the on-demand stuns. It's just
Right.
for their play style, they really like to have that. So I'm usually filling in for that. Um, but I mean, outside of that, I like jungle, and I feel like I'm starting to get like a little more of a hang of it.
That's what,
And
yeah.
honestly, with the changes to pedal, I'm starting to become a really big fan of like jungle pedal.
Oh, really? So I haven't given her enough try yet. We're have to
It's you know what? I
dive into
ignored
that.
her for, like, the majority of the game until, like, these most recent updates. Like, and
Hmm.
then when we had where the what was it, 1.10, like, she was almost there. Like, they just like and then with these changes to in 1.11, I feel like she's there, and I'm really enjoying it.
Nice. That's awesome. And then you also on your channel, like everyone should go over there and check it out. I'll include a link in the show notes. You got to do the patch like rundown or intro video this time, right?
Yeah, that was huge for me. It basically just kind of fell into my lap, and it was sudden, but like I wanted to take it on because what happened was Rumbly is usually the one who handles that,
Yeah.
and I guess this patch was pretty sudden, and he just did not have enough time, like with his schedule, to do it this time. He's like, and so he called me up. He's like, "Hey, can you handle it?" It's like, "Yeah, sure. I'd love to, try to do that." So yeah, it was
I was
last. Oh yeah,
I was hoping for like a 1v1 story, like you had to like fight each other
oh,
for it.
yeah, like you put it on the like we've been, fighting for all of them up until now, and then I finally
Yeah.
won this time. Yeah, no, it was just, yeah, it was just a circumstance thing, and, yeah, so I don't know what's gonna happen going forward. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing any more, but it would definitely I wouldn't mind at all. It was really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I think that brings us into the news then. Let's jump into it.
Vainglory News.
So the first bit of news at the top is that patch 1.11. So I did an episode a few days ago with Dragonborne and Josh from Vertigo, and we ran down all the changes, probably even more in depth than yours and Rumbly's videos usually go into, because as you start to dive into them, you realize like, oh my God, there's just these number changes, and you start talking, and it
Yeah.
can go on for a long time.
Yeah.
But what are you liking in 1.11 so far? We won't run down everything, but just kind of chat about some of these changes a little bit.
Okay, yeah. Well, like I said, Pedal, I'm a huge fan of what they done with her. That change to the energy was just really sorely needed, because I was like, what would happen in 1.10 is you would like you'd you'd be in a big fight, you'd use all your seeds, and you'd get taken down or whatever, but you did your damage, like you guys, like your team won the team fight, but you got brought down, and then you respawn, and then you have no energy, and like you can't summon seeds, you can't do anything. It was like really rough. And now that
Okay.
we have like the potion regen for those charges, and like the regen nodes actually affect that now. It's like it was very much needed, and it feels so much better.
That's cool. So you said you never really played her even before the rework that much. You
Not
just
a lot, not a lot, because
okay.
she was like a laner, and I'm just a terrible lane. So I
Okay.
only so I do it like every once in a while, to get video content of it, because people want to see some of that. But like as far as like what I'm good at, or like what I feel comfortable with, it's like jungle support for me for the most part. And
Okay.
yeah, she saw some time in the jungle, but like yeah, I don't know. I stayed away from like marksman for a while there in the beginning, I guess.
Okay.
Is what happened.
I really haven't given her a huge try since these changes, even a couple patches ago. So I need to like really dive in, like knowing that kit beforehand. It just is taking some getting used to, and it's like it's almost like a new hero.
Yeah, it really feels like that. I can definitely see that, because I did, because like I said, I didn't play her a lot before, but I did, like, I knew her kid. It was like, and yeah, I definitely like what they changed to it and made it more active.
And then this patch also included Blackfeather, who I've been playing a little bit to not great success, I guess.
Yeah, he definitely feels like one of those more mobile heroes, which always means that they're kind of squishy, and it's up to you to like avoid the damage a lot of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something about like just going all in like that and knowing that you are so squishy and low health. It's like, oh, I went in here. This might have been a bad idea. I hope my team backs me up here.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I haven't got as much time with him as I'd like, but what I've played around with, like with CP, seems like really promising. But it also seems like I would have to get more used to it, because I would always get too aggressive, and I would get myself into situations that I did not have the health or defense for at all.
uh And I really haven't seen too many of him. Like I'm going into Q and I'm hovering him. I'm not insta locking him, even though I want to play him. But I'll let if somebody else, if it doesn't work for the team, I'll pick someone else. That's fine. But just, trying to get the hang of them. But I haven't seen too many of them on either side that I've played with or against. And I don't know if that's just because of he's available for Glory for that early access, or the few people that got him just aren't enjoying him at the moment.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's I don't know. I think he definitely does have a lot of appeal. I think his like kit will definitely be like something that people want to mess around with, just because it can make those really cool plays where he gets in, does like damage, and gets out, or he has just amazing chase, so he's always going to be picking up kills, kind of like Ataka. He's
yeah,
he's just one of those assassins that gets kills because of how sticky he is. Like
right.
with his trail that gives like the group speed, and then he's got the slow. I've actually spent a little time with him as a support, just
Oh, okay.
because I wanted to get like Blackfeather stuff out, but like a lot of times like those other spots are taken, so I was like, all right, I'll do Blackfeather support, and it's actually pretty cool, because he has all the mobility of an assassin like we're talking about, but he has all that utility too, where he can give the team speed, he can give them immunity to slows, he can get slows himself. He feels a lot like kind of like a fortress in that regard, where he doesn't have the hard stuns, but he has like enough, like being able to give the group speed and like getting slows and stuff. It's enough to do what he needs to do. If like I don't know, if you have like an aggressive comp, it can work out.
Okay, I can see that. Maybe I'll have to run a few games like that and see what happens.
Yeah, I can't really advocate it as something that works in like high elo, but for like the streams, I had a lot of fun with it, just playing with other people and doing that. It was certainly
Yeah,
fun. I can't say it'll work in high elo, but it was
I'd say
definitely
we're.
fun.
But you can. I'm sure you could put out some videos that make it look like it work. And
Yeah, yeah, that's the trick, right? Just as long as it looks like it.
uh and with the in 1.11 we got this like a play with me next feature. Have you been noticing that, or have you taken advantage of that at
Well,
all? Because I like almost forgot it was in there.
well, I definitely noticed it because as being like for us like I mean in Rumbly and like Bentim have this happen to them too all the time. But as YouTubers as streamers, like our friends list is like 1,000 long,
Yeah.
or more. So like every match, I get at least like 3 or 4 play next like alerts. So I definitely noticed it because I hear it. But I mean, I can't really like use it just because there's so many requests. But I can definitely see how like for for the normal player who's not like in a spotlight or something, that would be like an extremely useful feature. Like,
Hmm.
your friends, like, you're in a game, your friend lets you know, hey, I'm gonna wait for you to get finished with your game. You want to play next? And he's like, yeah, yeah, that'd be awesome. So yeah, I
Hmm.
definitely like the feature. Yeah, like I
Is
was.
it anno-
Oh
is
yeah.
it annoying? Is it annoying at all with the dings or the seeing that number climb up? Are you OCD about having to clear it out or anything?
No, the number doesn't bother me. The noise,
Okay.
like, can be a little bit. I definitely hope that there's an because I haven't checked, but I hope there's an option to like, disable the sound or something like that, because it does like it goes throughout the whole match, and then if I'm recording or streaming, then it's gonna be in there too. But I
For
mean,
sure.
yeah, the feature itself I really enjoy. Like I was saying before, yeah, the playing the fun of the game for me is like playing with friends. So like anything that facilitates that like more easily is good in my book.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then 1.11 has some really awesome skins. I have not
Yeah,
been able to get these yet. Did you try? Did you unlock any of
for
these
sure,
yet?
for sure. Not on
Oh,
not on the actual server. When I did the video, they gave me access to them in the beta.
oh,
So
okay.
I kind of got to look at them and play around with them, do some recording of them, but I can't show them off like actually on my account. But yeah,
Okay, so you
they all
haven't opened up the boxes or got the cards yet for them.
yeah, not on live, just on beta. But yeah, there are some impressive skins. I gotta say I'm pretty happy with pretty much all of them. Even though like all of them are like characters I don't even main at all. Like I want them. Like the Cruel one especially, because I do like play Cruel a little bit. But like
Yeah.
Saw is so awesome. Like his skin is really, really cool. So I hope like Saw gets some more attention in some updates upcoming.
Yeah, I don't know. I ran into a saw today where Catherine just babysat him and Lane, and the two of them, anyone would come up there, like even a 2-3 man gank, and it's like, all right, we're both here, and Kashka just ran through the jungle by herself. And I was like, oh my gosh, we can't kill this guy. So I think he might be in an okay place still. So
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I can't speak for it too much because, like I said, I don't really play him a lot. So I just hear kind of like what other laners, tell me. But
yeah,
I've definitely seen people who can utilize him extremely well. I think he just is one of those tough to master heroes, just like Sky.
for sure.
Like
Cool.
I don't know, he might just be one of those ones where you got to put the time in. But if you do, then you're rewarded for it.
Yeah, you also have to have the balls just to stand there and not back down. It's like,
Yeah, to know that like you have your shiv and you know how to use it when you need to get away.
nice. Anything else in 1.11 you're liking or even not liking?
Um,
I feel like it's been a pretty balanced patch, and everyone's still trying to figure out like what works. Been seeing a lot of adagios and fortresses.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm pretty happy with the patch altogether.
As a
It's
support, do you get more gold? Do you notice that change?
a little, yeah, like I still haven't got a whole lot of time with it to really to see just how big of a difference it is. But yeah,
No,
I'm definitely interested in like these changes. Yeah, the gold change is definitely good for us because it can be hard. I guess I do feel like I get full build more often than I used to. Like
nice.
I guess I could say that for sure. And the Stormguard banner, I so far everything I've read about it I like, but I haven't noticed like that huge of a damage change. So I want to like spend more time with it and kind of get some more like experience with it. Cuz
Yeah, just being the price drop down is nice.
yeah, that too. But yeah, just like yeah, I just don't Yeah, I just haven't seen exactly how big the change is. I don't know how early I should get it now. It's basically because it's really enticing, but like you still need those other support items.
Right, that's not that the cooldown Catherine build is a little riskier, I guess, in these last couple updates.
Hmm.
So rushing that Iron Guard and Stormguard banner into the contraption and things like that just isn't maybe the best bet.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of these compositions now, if you don't have like your fountain in your crucible, your team just gets melted. Like,
Uh,
yeah, it's like with especially with the triple stuns, like you gotta have that crucible.
yeah, or the Koshka rolling in and just like ripping you apart.
Yeah,
But yeah, you mentioned like not having a lot of time with the update, and I'm sure that's possibly also because you're busy. But then we had a lot of downtime this
yeah, no,
week.
that was a
So,
big part of it. Because basically, this whole week has been kind of like a blur. Because what happened was like towards the start of the week was the update video like that I had to do, and
yeah.
that was like once I got on that project, that was like all I did for like 2 days until the patch. Like even after the patch hit, I was still kind of revising it because the way it works is you do your first draft of it or whatever, you send it off to Super Evil, and then they kind of tell you what they think kind of like might make it a little bit better, and they
Yeah.
send it back and you revise it, and it's like that. So that whole process was like, yeah, it took all my time for that. And then as soon as that finished, it was like, okay, I got to get back to streaming. So I start streaming, and the servers are down. So and then I'm just like streaming, and the servers don't come up till late. So I streamed way late, and so that took all that time. So yeah,
Hmm.
those yeah, it's been I'm starting to get back on track now. So
Yeah, so these servers being down. So I think Super Evil did a really good job, like just I don't know, working with the community there, especially Wolf fans on Twitter, like with his contests he was running, like just trivia contests to keep people engaged and letting them know that they're working on it and just they're trying.
yeah, I feel like that was like one of the most important things right there is that they stayed in communication. That's like the big one. Like you go to any other game, like that's what people want. Like
Uh-huh.
when that kind of situation happens. And so
And
like having that constant communication, having like, they do like the streams, like, if they're having like that, I think didn't they have a downtime stream? I'm not for sure.
they did have the Friday downtime stream, like
Yeah, yeah. So
right
stuff like that. Just
or
yeah, just being like just them staying with the community, I think is like really important in that kind of situation. And honestly, like we've gone this far, like, and this is the only like significant server problem I can even remember since like
yeah, there
getting
was
into Vainglory.
one that like I think caused some problems one night, but the 3 days is pretty massive, and I think it's a good and bad problem to have. I think a playoff beard either on Reddit or on the forums mentioned like, we're just that means a lot of people are playing the game. It's not
Yeah.
caused by like just issues. It's caused by issues, but it's also issues because there's so many people playing the game.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, honestly, like how the game like started and how fast it grown. I'm surprised it's the first time we've ever had this kind of issue. Like
Hmm.
honestly, they've for them being like a first time company, like just getting going and like doing a game that became this massive this fast. Like I still yeah, that's still pretty impressive to me that this is the first time that they've had
Yeah.
like server problems. Because I've seen way bigger games, like way bigger companies have problems. Like way more problems. So I mean, yeah,
Hmm. And it's hard to get frustrated at a basically a game that you can play for free.
yeah,
And like, what can you if you want something back for when they have issues? And you know what? Super Evil did give us something back. They extended that Double Glory weekend or Double Glory week
hmm,
just because of these issues. So that's super nice of them.
yeah, yeah. I feel like they handled it very well with yeah, just the communication and those kind of things, like giving back to the community for being patient. I think that's like the right way to do it. I mean, it sucks when it happens, but I mean, if you handle it like that, I can't complain too much.
Yeah, hopefully moving forward, these issues are a little ironed out and they have a little bit more buffer, and just know that it's growing pains for the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good pain to have, basically a growing pain. Yeah, like just like you said, yeah, that's what we want. We want the game to grow. So I mean, if this is kind of like the little bumpy road to get there, that's fine.
And so I think because of maybe these issues and also like giving us the double glory, they felt like maybe they wanted to give us a little more. So they revealed or gave us a little sneak peek of the next hero headed to the fold.
Yeah, I was surprised how quickly that came out actually.
Yeah, so it's Kestrel,
Yeah,
right?
something like yeah, I'm not something like
He's
that.
he's a Stormguard archer, or he's the archer within the Stormguard. So we only got to see the, I guess, splash art. We didn't get to see any in-game footage yet, but we did get a little list of his abilities and what he's going to be able to do. And these are of course subject to change, but they kind of sound interesting. His heroic perk, he's going to in-gain or increase attack speed and decrease energy cost on her abilities. So mention that this is a female archer as well.
Hmm.
The A ability might be called Halcyon Arrows. Kestrel fires skill shot arrows, so these may be hard to land, and the impacts the first target in the line, dealing weapon and crystal damage. And then the B ability is something called Active Camouflage. Kestrel briefly becomes invisible and gains a bonus move speed. And this is an interesting thing. It's not just like a Taka where you just become invisible and move and try to juke somebody or reposition yourself. She also leaves behind like this invisible mist apparently,
Hmm.
and enemies at the location where she activates the stealth. If any enemy moves into the mist and Kestrel lands an attack or ability on them, the mist will detonate as well, briefly stunning them. So it's like a stun and a camouflage. It's an invisible stun.
Yeah, it sounds like one of those things that's going to be hard to set up, but have like really big payoffs when you can.
Uh-huh. And then the global ultimate, it says the last one's called Storm Snipe. And after preparing her shot with a energy scope, Kestrel releases an arrow that instantly pierces across the fold. So I have really no idea how this is going to look. If it's going to be like a Celeste ultimate where you see it flying, if anyone plays League of Legends, we have Ashe who shoots this like ice arrow across, and we get
Yeah.
this huge line or this huge arrow. I don't know how it's going to look. Tough to
Yeah,
say right now.
it'll be yeah, it definitely sounds like a pretty cool kit. I have kind of confession. I've got to see a little bit of it in the beta since I have access.
Ooh.
But I don't I don't know how much I can talk about. But I think pretty much that everything that's in the beta is like listed on this little ability list.
Right. So you've seen how it works, maybe. Just all right. We'll just
A little bit, yeah. It's still like a really early build, so like a lot of it doesn't even seem to be like completely all the way there. So even if I did want to talk about it, I couldn't really shed more light.
sure. But yeah, this seemed really fast to come at us, and I don't know if it was also because they felt bad, or maybe that next update is going to be here like in our normal time frame at the beginning of the months.
I remember like if you're getting tickets to those finals, like you actually get the hero for free. So I'm guessing they're gonna want to have it around that time, like around when the finals are.
Oh yeah, they said the next hero. I guess in the wording of these live finals, we'll mention the live finals here in a little bit, but it said like you get access to the next hero in Vainglory. So we just got Blackfeather, so it
Yeah,
seems like we're 3 weeks then from the Blackfeather release. So that seems odd to like give that up for free at that point.
yeah, like a month later, yeah.
Yeah.
When the people who kind of want it already probably have it.
Yeah, especially the people that are going to the live finals. They're the diehard
Yeah,
fans.
yeah, especially yeah.
So yeah, that could mean like maybe after these live finals, we're gonna get the 1.12 update, which holy shit, that's like 3 updates in basically a month.
Yeah, that would be that would be yeah. I mean, no wonder the servers are like stretching.
Yeah, they're adding all these new features, new players. Just the game's getting heavier and heavier.
But yeah, that would be pretty cool. It's yeah, that's I mean that's just one of the thoughts I had that might be how they're thinking of releasing it. But yeah, that would be a lot of updates in a short amount of time.
And then if we get another update, I guess before the end of the year, is that even possible? Like if we get a winter map and another update with 1.13, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Or we might we might get that map like when 12 hits, I guess. They could do that
Okay.
around the same time. I don't know. It's all speculation at this point, but it is fun to think about.
Yeah, but because what's neat about Kestrel is the splash art is basically like this snowy backdrop. So that makes me feel like a snow map is coming.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it would definitely line up perfectly with that.
oh, cool. I'm looking forward to seeing more of her as we, get closer to this release. I feel like it's going to be a quiet week from Super Evil this week because it's Thanksgiving week. They
Hmm.
need to get out of the office. They need to travel. And we had so many announcements this week and so much going on. It's like I think they all need a break.
Yeah, like how can they keep up with all that? Yeah.
One of the big announcements this week was that SK Gaming is entering Vainglory.
Yeah.
Whew, this was big and I guess a little surprising. So they bought the team, or I guess consumed the team Red in EU. Some great players over there. I think Red has been at the top of the list of players for a long time and winning tournaments. And they've recently won VGL, which spoiler alert, sorry. they, but this is pretty great. They got MyQ and Medic and 80 and Jetpacks and some other great players like on this team and joining the SK roster.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's always exciting to see more of these these big names coming to Vainglory. It's it's just good all around because it livens up the competitive scene, and as the competitive scene, the casual scene, follows it because it starts getting seen more. Like it's just
Right.
it's just a real positive cycle for the game.
Were you familiar with SK Gaming beforehand? Did you watch any other of the sports or esports that they're involved in?
I'm it's not one that jumps out at me the same way that like Cloud9 did and those
Okay.
kind because yeah, before I was into Vainglory, there was a time when I was like pretty into StarCraft, and so I watched a lot of those things.
Okay.
But like with StarCraft, there's a lot more focus on the individual player than the team. So a lot of times, like the team names kind of get like I don't remember them as well because like you hear about players more than the teams a lot of times in those
Yeah, for
matches.
sure. Especially in StarCraft, where it's
Yeah,
a
it's a
solo
yeah, it's a one v
game.
one type of thing constantly. Yeah.
But I'm hoping that this kind of opens up NA and they start paying a little more attention. And like, I'm surprised we have two EU teams. We have Gamers 2 and SK Gaming, uh, I guess, involved in the game now, and nobody from NA. Where's Cloud9, TSM, Complexity, Curse, or any of those people?
Yeah,
I
I've the, yeah, I saw one of the guys of Cloud9 actually at the office one time when we did the what was it? This I think it was TwitchCon, like around there. It was kind of
Okay.
kind of hanging out at the VG. So I don't know. I guess they're
That makes sense. Z Kent was on a team, and I'm
yeah.
sure is friends with a lot of those people still. So like, hey, come check out our game and see what we got. Like, leave behind League of Legends and join us.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that'd be awesome. Yeah, it's just it's always exciting to see you know, like to see Vainglory be accepted like in the esports scene, more and more. It's really
yeah,
cool.
it's becoming like a big deal now, and especially with the VGL tournaments that have been going on this weekend and really the last whole month, every weekend for the last month. There's a lot of people, a couple thousand people, I think, every time they're streaming have been watching that. And yeah, have you catched any of these games or any of the finals even today?
No, like I said, it's been a blur this week. I definitely want to, but yeah. But yeah, just not even just the like not even just the player, or like not even just Vainglory, but like Vainglory is like kind of leading, or one of the leaders in getting that kind of competitive like gaming into like mobile devices as a whole, which is also really exciting.
Uh huh.
Because like because I mean there's some of it with Hearthstone, but I think that's like the only other one with other than Vainglory. Like
For
it's
mobile games, yeah.
yeah, like
I
they
don't know. I don't think there's any like Clash of Clans.
yeah, there's like this. What would you even do? It's like, hey, you just show the replay. Hey, this guy attacked me. He's high, he's high level or whatever. Um, yeah, so that's like its own thing. Like having that I mean, it becomes doubly exciting because not only is like Vainglory becoming like getting its own legitimacy, but it's like bringing legitimacy to like the mobile scene as a whole for esports.
Yeah. So yeah, the VGL matches. You should go back and watch these if you haven't watched them. Like I said, spoiler: SK won in the EU. So sorry if you're looking forward to that one. But then the finals, like we're recording right now, and so we do not know the outcome of this. But it's Nemesis Hydra versus Vaughn, and Vaughn won last VGL in the first qualifier.
Hmm.
And so I feel like they have the advantage here of just like, being under that pressure and knowing what it needs to take to get it done.
Yeah, it's those matches are always exciting. Just seeing that level of play.
So hopefully, yeah, check those out. Go support your team. And I think as we continue to see more of these, we're going to see more of these teams like SK come in and, Cloud9 and all those people. And then coming up, what would it be? It'd be the weekend after Thanksgiving. It's going to be the live finals. All right. So to clear this up a little bit, because this is extremely confusing. So VGL was happening. We had the finals for that this weekend. That is over. There's a VGL winner.
Hmm.
The live autumn finals are a totally different thing that just happened to take the top 8 teams from VGL and invite them to, I guess it's almost like an invitational match. It's like the autumn invitationals. I feel like it's simply a wording problem calling it the finals.
Yeah, just like the they sound very similar. Yeah.
But yeah, I think if they would have called it like the autumn invitationals, this would have all been just a little less confusing because it seems like, oh, you're going to watch the finals happen from VGL at this autumn live finals. But no, this is the top, I guess, 8 teams from each EU and NA are going to play in their own series. North America will be on December 4th, 5th, and 6th, and then EU will be on December 11th, 12th, and the 13th, so the following weekend. And these, I believe, are double elimination games, so, 3 days a game, so that's quite a bit of games that are going to happen with 8 teams, double elimination, and I'm sure like the stage is going to be amazing. Like I feel like it's just going to be well put together on both fronts.
Yeah.
Are you making it out there at all for this? Or?
Yeah, I actually am. I got my tickets bought and I'm ready to go. It's yeah, I mean like it's not that far away and for like $10 a ticket, it's like, yeah, I'm going to be there. It's like yeah.
Okay, it's like it's an extra flight and hotel for me, so I don't think I can
Yeah,
make it out there.
for people out of state, yeah, I can definitely understand. It's a lot.
But yeah, I'll be watching. Anything you like? Are you looking forward to these matches, or just like meeting everyone coming out for this?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I keep saying, like the community is like the big part for me. So just going out there, I'm hoping to see like some of the people that I play with or work with, but don't usually get to see all the time. I'm hoping to see them. I'm hoping like maybe Ben Tim will make it out.
Nice.
Yeah, I know there's like I think maybe Commander Alex is gonna be there.
Oh,
I've,
very cool. Okay.
I've never even met him before. So I mean, yeah. So the people like that's gonna be the big. That'll be a lot of fun for me. Is like meeting the people. That's what a lot of the fun of like all those events are. Like when we went to TwitchCon, like just seeing the face of all these people that you see on Twitter or in game or whatever, and just being able to put a face to it is really cool. But yeah, and then I mean, of course, the games are gonna be awesome. You're gonna be there on like, and then just the whole like like you said, the stage will probably be like amazing. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I think it's almost like a test of what Super Evil can do with these tournaments. Like if they end up taking them in house, kind of like Riot Game does with their big stage that they have set up, and everyone comes there and plays. Or it's just kind of a test, I think, to see like, can we do this every season, every quarter, and have people come out? Like, is it worth it, and are enough people watching and excited for it?
Yeah, I definitely think there will be. I think there will be like, I don't know. I think it's gonna be cool.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fun to see it all play out.
Nice. Well, I'll be watching from, I guess, the comfort of my own home here.
Yeah, it's not a bad place to watch it from. So.
Mm-hmm. And then the last bit of news I'd like to mention is the free hero rotation. So every Tuesday this changes, and it's a great way for new players, people just getting started in the game, or if you don't play a lot, to try some of these heroes that maybe you haven't been able to afford with glory. Like maybe you aren't farming as much glory as I am on the just double glory week, but this is a good chance to try out some of these heroes. This week we have Catherine, Glaive, Vox, Cruel, Saw, and Ringo. So a pretty solid lineup, and all these people are, I think, in a good place. Maybe Vox is lower on this list, but I think Saw is maybe a good time to give him a revisit. And Catherine, I think we both love Catherine, so we always recommend playing her.
Yeah, she's been in a good place for a while now. Just yeah, like the on-demand stuns are just everyone likes them.
I'm sure you have everyone on this, but if you were a new player like jumping in, which one of these people besides Catherine would you say like give a try, like try to
Yeah,
learn?
well, I mean, if it's like, so let's say you're getting what you're like, this is your free rotation, and you're trying to go into like a position you're not used to. So like, there's some good picks for here. So like, if it's your first time like trying to lane, I mean, Ringo is always a solid pick. He's very straightforward. He's not like, he doesn't have like you don't need to be really fancy with your moves. You just gotta like, learn your stutter stepping and just, let the auto attacks do the work for you a lot of times if you're going, weapon power, of course. So I
Yeah.
mean, so that's always a good one. And then like of course Catherine is is one of the most straightforward supports. Just every move she has is pretty powerful and pretty simple to get your head around. And then for jungle, you said, I think, yeah, I guess Koshka would be the good pick there if you're just like trying jungle for the first time. She's like not too tricky. You just
Yeah.
gotta make sure you don't just gotta, you either gotta make sure you can take some hits, or make sure you're maneuvering properly to not get hit.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Check these out and find out who you like, and then use that glory and pick one of your favorites up.
Yeah, try them all, but yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
They all play completely different. I think that's the one of the best things about Vainglory is no two heroes like feel exactly the same.
Yeah, that's true. Like, because no matter what I like say about what, like, oh yeah, this is a good starter for lane. Like, if it doesn't fit for you, it doesn't fit. So just maybe even though Saw is like a lot tougher to play than Ringo, he might fit perfectly for you. So yeah, give it a
Cool.
try.
Well, that does it for all the news, but let's jump into a little form static.
Forum static.
So I found two things I think that are worth talking about this update. You briefly mentioned stutter stepping here with Ringo, and there's a forum or a post on Reddit. The Vainglory Reddit is a great place to check out. So if you're a Reddit fan, go over there. A great community of people. But there's a topic about stutter stepping in 1.11 just feels way different, and I can attest to this. Like I feel like I'm canceling auto attacks, or just the rhythm seems to be off a little bit. You said you don't play a lot of lane or mainly support, but have you seen this like stutter stepping being different?
Yeah, like I don't see it a whole lot because like I was saying, I don't do a whole lot of lane. But I did do, like I was saying, I did do that the videos of like the Saw skin, and like even though I'm just like attacking the turret and just trying to like get some footage, like I did notice that like it felt a little different. Like, I mean, I'm no professional like stutter stepper to begin with, but yeah, it did seem a little odd. It might just be a case of us getting used to the rhythm, or maybe there is something they still need to work out with it.
Yeah, I don't
'Cause-
know. At first, I thought it was the server lag, like just like day 1 or 2 of like the servers of getting some ping every now and then. Maybe it's that, but
Mhm.
it's continued, and like I'm starting to pick up tornado triggers on people that maybe I wouldn't have picked up as an item before, just to try to like get that attack speed back up.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah, I'll have to see more of it, like when I actually get to do uh, some more of those high attack speed like builds.
I think Surprise Birthday jumped into the Reddit and just said he was going to look into it a little deeper. For whatever reason, it's not like a huge topic. I don't see a lot of people talking about this because I feel like maybe stutter stepping's continually a confusing thing for people, especially new people in the game. But if you are new to it, just a little quick idea what it is. It's similar to like orb walking or attack moving in other games, but the idea is like you're canceling the animation after you attack, so you can attack again and get like another attack off quicker than if you were just standing there. The animation of you raising the gun to shoot, attacking, and then putting the gun away, you want to cancel that, like putting the gun away. So you're basically always attack, fire, attack, fire, attack, fire.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully we see this get looked at, because something's changed here, and really not sure what it is.
Yeah, it's like it's just one of those it's one of those really technical things that they're gonna have to like really dissect. I'm sure.
Other thing I saw in the forums, and it's a funny topic that I think I complain about or mention all the time, but this is getting matched with teams in solo queue. And this post was full of half people saying, oh, this is awful, and then half people saying, like, oh, it should be like a real honor, because this person ended up, I think they said they were pretty good gold, and they got paired against Nemesis Hydra, who's playing right now for the #1 seed in NA.
Yeesh.
And so they were kind of, slightly frustrated, but also like, wow, this is crazy. But a lot of people were kind of like, oh, you should take it as an honor and see what they did to you, and maybe you can improve by that. Do you take that front of it, or are you like, screw this, I shouldn't get matched with them?
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, whenever there's like two sides like that, there's always value to each one. But I would say like for anyone who's like maybe been playing the game for maybe a month or so, just getting into it, and then they get like paired like that, they're not like they might a new player is not going to take much away from just being stomped other than this they just didn't have a good time.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's definitely something that like we don't want to have like happening all the time. But I mean, there are those people that are like, in pretty good, and they are like trying to learn everything they can, and they would, really value, an experience like that, being matched with, that kind of tier of player. But I mean, as far as like what the norm should be, yeah, probably not. I don't think most pretty goods are going to enjoy going against like top tier players like that.
Right, because especially if you even know those people, like I'm sure there's a lot of people in the pretty good tier or even less that, they like playing the game, but maybe they don't follow the competitive scene or
Yeah.
even watch your videos, or listen to podcasts. It's just kind of like, well, I just play the game. I don't know. There's
Or
more to this.
and those are the kind of players that a few months down the line they are doing all those things. They are getting competitive with it, and they are like starting to watch that content. But it's because they had a good time in the initial stage where they're like they're playing and they're just kind of like having these really close matches, and that's fun. Whether they win or lose. That intensity of like a close match is really enjoyable.
Uh-huh. I think it also shows like the game, although like we had these service issues this week and it is growing, it is still very small, and you being matched up against Nemesis just shows like, oh, there maybe wasn't a lot of people either on that they could play against at that time, or that really you just fell in a wrong place in the queue, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, that happens to a lot of the high elo players. Is they'll sit in queue for like for several minutes before they get anyone, and then eventually it just keep. I guess the way the algorithm works is it like it'll search like, oh, okay, you're Vainglorious. Is there any other Vainglorious players? Like we look for a minute, and then no, then the next minute, okay, is there any SA or POA SA and it keeps going down until eventually it's like, all right, you got to play against this guy.
You have to play, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It might be a situation like that.
Yeah, hopefully down the line, as the player base does grow, we do get like that separate team queue and maybe the solo queue or something like that. But I know it can be frustrating, but sometimes I do enjoy going against those people, and especially if you can kill like a Lost Boytoff or a Hardic and get one kill on them, you're just like, all right, that was worth it.
Yeah, that was better than winning like the whole game versus like another pretty good like.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna win this game, but if I can just get one kill on them, then it's all worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's definitely something that happens though. I know I hear that all the time from Rumbly and Ben when they're like when they're ranking and they're like, yeah, we're like an SA and all of a sudden we're fighting Fuji, and it's like, so sorry, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, but yeah, if you wanna climb, you gotta you're gonna have to face them sooner or later if you like for
Yeah,
getting better.
yeah,
So
that's the thing. Like so for like obviously those for pretty good. Obviously, it doesn't sound good, but for like if you're even if you're like in SAPOA, like if you're gonna keep going, yeah, just like you said, you're gonna have to fight them eventually. So might as well take care of it sooner than later, I guess. Start getting that practice in.
right, for sure. Well, check out this forum post if you have like these games you wanna. I think people are starting to share screenshots of some of the matches they ended up getting paired with. So go over there and
Oh yeah, that'd
I
be
guess
crazy to see some of them.
yeah, sympathize with some of the people as well.
Yeah.
Well, I think that does it for episode 62. NoxFox, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was fun.
Where can people find you, your YouTube channel, MobCrush, and Twitter, all that good stuff again?
Yeah, so the MobCrush is just www.mobcrush.com/NoxFox. My Twitter is NoxFox Show, and then my YouTube. I mean, if you just search NoxFox Vainglory, I'm sure I'll be the first thing to come up.
Pop up.
Cause
There's not too many other NoxFoxes out there.
yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, just make sure you put Vainglory with it, and it should be right there. Because my actual
Nice.
channel name is like still like that big long list of like jarbled numbers and letters. So I'm not gonna like
Okay.
prattle off that whole thing.
Very cool. Where did NoxFox come from? Like, did you have
um,
that for years?
Yeah, I've had it for a while. It was just basically I needed a PlayStation Network name,
Okay.
honestly. And I was like just trying to throw in whatever, and I was like it was just kicking back everything. It wouldn't accept any like the names I was putting. So like and then at some point I just started variations of Fox. I tried Fox and it didn't go. So I tried Fox probably with some numbers and that didn't go. I tried Box Fox and then eventually Knox Fox went through. And I was like, all
Okay.
right, I'm Knox Fox now.
That's my name. All
That's my name. Yeah.
right. Nice. Yeah, check all this stuff out. I'll include some links in the show notes and in this post as well. And if you want to get to those show notes or even see the post, that's over at shatterthevain.com. All the episodes are posted there. Links to iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, the MP3, however you want to listen to it, it's all there. And if you're on iTunes, please go ahead and rate the show, leave a review. That helps more people find the show. The reviews are incredibly important, so keep those coming. I love reading them. I usually try to tweet them out too when I see them, so keep those coming. And then Twitter at Shatter The Vain, tweeting lots of stuff. Retweeting what all these YouTubers are doing, what happened in Vainglory, my frustrations getting matched with teams in solo queue as well. So check that out if you want to follow me there. And then Facebook page /Shatter The Vain, similar posts and news that I find about Vainglory, the episodes, just another place to communicate and just talk about Vainglory. Check that out. And so again, thanks for listening and take care.
Shatter the Vain.